Hi, I'm Lisa von Drasek, and I am the curator of the Children's Literature Research Collections of the University of Minnesota Archives and Special Collections. And today on Read This Book, we have...
I am Danya Leebaw, and I am the Director of Social Sciences and Professional Programs at the University of Minnesota Libraries. So that means that I am basically the manager of the liaisons, the librarians who work with the social sciences and the professional program departments. So I have a group of liaisons that I work closely with.
So when you say liaisons, they're subject specialist librarians who work with the professors and the students and help us disseminate the knowledge held in our libraries.
Exactly. So a wonderful group of librarians who are experts in their subject domains and work with everything from history to psychology and sociology, and also a lot in between, and the business school and Humphrey.
Wow, yeah. That's a lot of information to be over. And when we put out the call for people to talk about books that they recommend, books that they love, you brought us 2 books today. Can you say a little bit about the first one?
Yes, so I brought this book, which is a long treasured favorite of mine, the Encyclopedia of an Ordinary Life, by a wonderful author of both adult and children's books, Amy Krouse Rosenthal. This book meant a lot to me when I was younger. I think it came out in the early 2000s, and it just really grabbed me. I think I came across it when I was in library school, and as a librarian, it's such a fun play. It's nonfiction. It's sort of a memoir style, but it's written in the scheme of a reference book, which is just very creative and super fun, and actually manages to be both playful and light, but very moving and very thoughtful all at the same time. So I've loved this book for a long time.
Could you say a few words about the author?
Yes, so Amy Krouse Rosenthal, who you might know more about than I do, has written books kind of like this one that are sort of playful, more literary books for adults, and she was also a very well-known children's book author. And now I have a 5-year-old daughter who loves to read her books, and they have that same spirit of that playfulness and that silliness and clever. I brought in this book that we love in our house called Little P. Sadly, Amy Krouse Rosenthal passed away, I want to say about 2 years ago. She died of cancer. I think she was in her 50s, her early 50s, so that far too soon. And that was really sad. It is really sad. And that's part of the reason.
To the Encyclopedia, of course, I knew all of her children's books, and they're delightful read-alouds. So one of the things that I really appreciated about her was her use of language and precision of thought. And again, the joyfulness. Was there a piece from Encyclopedia that you wanted to share that was particularly, spoke to you?
Well, what's so fun about the Encyclopedia, she has kind of 2 different styles of reference books. She has the chronological story of her life, very briefly told, and then does an A to Z. And she takes objects and people and in different schemes and writes a brief little paragraph about them. It feels like you're talking to a friend. I could read from the entry for H, one of the H entries, Humbling, which is that kind of fun, playful, self-deprecating humor. So she writes, I was out of town with the kids talking to Jason on the phone. I was thinking, he's really missing me. I imagined that talking to me on the phone was a high point of his day and how happy he must be to be having this conversation. But then wait, what's that I'm hearing in the background? That gentle click, click, click. Sure sounds like keyboard pitter-patter to me. Is he actually typing on his computer? Jay, are you typing right now? Yeah. And that's under Humbling. And they're all kind of like that.
And I love what you said. Sometimes when you read an author, you think, oh, I wish they lived next door to me.
Yes.
Not to be a stalker, but when I read her adult work, I do think she could be my new best friend.
Yes, that's
And
exactly it.
What a joy to have books like that in our homes.
Yeah, I'm very grateful. We were talking about how this is one of those books that you keep on the shelf. And for the theme of summer reading, I thought it's not new. It's not a new release, a mystery or something like that, but it is that sort of light but moving summer reading.
And something you can just dip in and out of.
Yes.
And you know that her spirit is alive in all of the works that continue on. And the more we share these books, the more we'll feel her with us.
Yeah, I agree, which is why whenever I take my daughter to the library, we always look for her books. She was very prolific. There are a lot of fun children's books in the same spirit. Should I read a little of Little P?
Just a little, yes, please.
So this is the story of Little P, is a pea who hates candy in the pea family. And his parents make Little P eat candy, which is super fun if you have a child like mine who loves candy. So I want to find a page that gets to the candy part. At bedtime, Little P very much liked snuggling with Mama P and hearing stories about what Mama P was like when she was a little pea. But there was one thing that Little P did not like: candy. That's what you have to eat for dinner every night when you're a pea. Candy, candy, candy. No. And then I just have to show this page because it's super fun. It goes through the days of the week with all the candy that poor Little P has to eat.
Oh, I love that. And it also echoes another favorite picture book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Yes.
As we go through the days of the week eating.
Eating the different candy. Yes, absolutely.
So I want to say thank you. What a gift that you brought these books to share with us today. And that's what we have on this episode of Read This Book.